Turner on that front row. Kyle McKenzie displaying the white flag. Next time by, we're going to be going full song with these 360 sprint cars. The GMC Strickland Pace Truck will pull off down the back stretch, and we'll bring them to Kyle McKenzie's green flag. 2x2. 11 rows of beautifully prepared sprint cars ready to come to life. Kyle McKenzie with double green flags in hand. Ladies and gentlemen, you came looking for a show. Well, here you go. Let's end all the anticipation as we bring to you our feature presentation. Trouble for Dylan Westbrook up in corner one. He'll get the car back onto the racetrack, and we stay green. Oh, big flip. Corey Turner in corner four goes end over end.
That was an the car got sideways to the right, corrected sideways to the left, but when he corrected it back, it just lurched into the air. And at that point, there was nothing to save. It was up in the air, and it was going to go wherever it was going to go, Greg.
That was a hard impact to the nose when he landed on the track. One, he'll get the car back onto the racetrack, and we stay green. Oh, big flip. Corey Turner in corner four goes end over end.
He's going to give it a big throw. Maybe he's going to throw it at a competitor. I can't see Corey Turner doing that, though.
Clinton Jeffrey talking to him, and looks like he's going to take the walk back rather than the ride back.
Well, I just got in there with Corey, and, you know, we've seen this many times. Not my first row. I just said, "You all right, Corey?" He said, "I'm taking my wheel. I don't want to throw it at nobody." He goes, "I made that mistake. It's on me." So we let him take his wheel home.
Line up on the front row. Tyler Hendricks, Scott Kruder, row two. Kyle McKenzie's got the double green flags back in hand, and we'll try it all over.
Steve Lyons again with a bit of trouble in 1 and 2 on that start. Whoa, Sean Slider goes around in turn number 3.
We're going to be able to take the lap there, and the caution flag will fly. And Sean Slider takes the Gilletta Flooring Services number 22 around in corner 3.
He just sailed it down into the corner and couldn't quite hang it.
Yeah, when you can back it up smooth like that without any issues, could have very easily tipped on one side or the other. But Slider up from the Mod Lights a couple of seasons ago, ready to get pushed off again. Looks like he should be able to just roll down the hill. Get fired up again, guys.
Want to mention to them.
Creeping through 3 and 4, steps on the loud pedal. We're back to green flag racing.
Clean and green past the cone, and McDeman has checked out on Ryan Turner on the drop of that green. He comes across the line to lead. Lap number 2 over Turner, Hendricks, Kupinen, and Gartley over Kruder.
Yeah, Kruder had a tough time there in turn number 4, got that car sideways. It looked like Crutchler was going to sweep to the outside of both of them, but he had to check up, and it was Curtis Gartley making the move.
McDeman already going down the backstretch, and he can see the back end of the field as he approaches Burbridge at the 21. Here comes DeMann off the 4th corner. He'll lead lap number 4 with Turner, Hendricks, Kupinen, and Gartley remaining in the top 5.
Cole McDonald in the 0 car got off the racetrack, came back on right in front of the race leader, DeMann. So he had to make a pretty hasty decision which way he wanted to go, and he has to do it again down into turn number 1. That was a big checkup for DeMann. Now we'll drop to the inside of that slower car to put him a lap down as Ryan Turner now has 3 lap cars between himself and race leader DeMann.
Man down to the inside of Connor Mahoney into corner number 1. Skates up the banking in corner 2 and sets sails down into corner 3. As now Tyler Hendricks gets by Ryan Turner, who got off the track in corner 2.
Turner went to the outside of that slower traffic and just ran out of real estate. Tyler Hendricks down to the bottom. He gets overtaken by Jim Hoopinen.
Yeah, Hoopin used that outside line, so the lap cars down on the bottom, and he rim rides around and gets by Tyler Hendricks. Now problems for Cole McDonald down the backstretch with a pack of cars bearing down.
McDonald pulls up to the outside of the speedway, and I believe he will come to rest there in 3 and 4. He's in a safe spot, and the yellow flag flies, but boy, oh boy, lap traffic got pretty intense. McDeman had the same problem going into turn number 1, trying to go to the outside of slower traffic, so he lifted for a second, drove to the bottom. Ryan Turner tried to hang it out there on the high side when he got to that slower traffic, and it did not work out well for him.
As Cole McDonald gets the push off from the push truck crew.
More down. Green flag in the air. McDeman takes off with a big jump out of turn number 4. He leads the way with Jim Hoopinen back in the second spot. Dylan Westbrook way to the outside going into turn number 3, trying to get a clean run. He'll look to the inside of Ryan Turner in the first turn.
McDeman comes off of corner 4, and he'll see the cross flags from starter Kyle McKenzie. Jim Hoopinen second, and guess who's on the march? Dylan Westbrook up to 4th. He'll go around the outside of Hendricks, can't make the pass.
Whoa, Hendricks pitches it sideways. Westbrook had to take evasive action, loses a bit of ground. A lot of cars losing the handle right now.
Up in corner number 2, McDeman will work it down the backstretch. Jim Hoopinen about a straightaway back in second. The caution flag comes out as Jamie Turner and Connor Mahoney go around in corner 4. And that will tighten things up. And I think the driver that wanted that caution the very most is Dylan Westbrook. Started back in 19th position, is now into 3rd. He can see the vapor trail off the back of McDeman's wing now. He's so close.
So McDeman going to restart this race. He can see that Dylan Westbrook has made his way into the top 5. Mr. Consistency, Jim Hoopinen in the second spot. Tyler Hendricks still looking for that elusive first win. Runs in the 4th spot. Ryan Turner rounding out the top 5. 12 laps are complete. 8 laps remain, and McDeman about to get us started once again.
McDeman looking for that first career win. He'll lead them through 1 and 2 with Jim Hoopinen second, Dylan Westbrook 3rd, 4th Tyler Hendricks, and the battle right now is Ryan Turner and Chris Steele.
Wow, Tyler Hendricks just got up over the cushion. That allowed Ryan Turner to the inside. Man, oh man, that was what a move by Tyler Hendricks. He got overtaken by Ryan Turner and then stole it right back as McDeman opening up that advantage as Dylan Westbrook can't get around Jim Hoopinen for second.
Oh, he's kind of stalled out there right now in 3rd. He tries the bottom line, not working to his liking. And right now, McDeman, this is his race to lose. He is checking out.
5 laps remain for McDeman and the rest of this field. DeMan out in front by half a straightaway. And you can look at these cars. There are a lot of upset race cars as Scott Kruger in the 49. He'll pull to the infield out of harm's way.
Leader working through corner number 2 right now, up on the back end of Jamie Turner, the next lap car in his sights. And just the class of the field tonight is McDeman. He's the all-time winningest driver in Winged Sprintcar racing here at Ohsweken Speedway. He'd like to add his very first in 360 competition.
Mike Thorne having a battle with Mikey Krutschka down the front straightaway. A couple of cars with a lot of orange on their wings doing battle in 1 and 2. Meanwhile, down the front stretch, getting 2 laps to go, it's McDeman.
Down the backstretch he goes with two very tightly packed lapped cars right in front of him. He kind of pushes his way by one. Now works to the outside of Curtis Gartley.
McNamara threads the needle around those lap cars. One more lap to go, and he is not letting up. Man, that car bounced through turn number 2 to take his first feature win in the 360.
Checkers out. McNamara is a winner in the 360 Sprint Car Division. Second place at the line, Dylan Westbrook. Brooks squeaks by Jim Hoopinen. Tyler Hendricks with a nose. Flapped over, finishes 4th. Ryan Turner will come home in 5th. Chris Steele 6th. Mikey Krutchka 7th. Mike Thorne 8th. Sean Slider 9th. And Steve Lyons rounds out the top 10 for the Cool Kids Ice and Water Core Pack Merchandising Sprint Car Main Event. He is the all-time winningest driver in the Crate Sprint Car Division.
And for McNamara. Let's step over in front of your gorgeous Lucas Oil machine here in Lucas Oil Victory Lane on Lucas Oil Night at the races for one of the longest Ontario Lucas Oil sponsored drivers yourself. Special night for you, man. I'm sure you circled this one on your calendar for the night to be dominant, and it worked out.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many people to thank. The fact that it's on Lucas Oil Night's amazing. Can't wait to give them a call on Tuesday morning, and it's been a long time coming. I got to thank so many people, like even my crate team, Bart Motorsports, for getting me into sprint car racing. Nathan for giving me this opportunity. And we destroyed a car a couple weeks ago. We've just been piecing this thing back together, and we just got our new motor, and we know tonight's the night. Redrew a poll and said, yeah, tonight's the night. My girlfriend's here, my family's here. My parents only come to a couple races a year, so this is awesome.
Let's take tonight out of it. This car's been an absolute rocket ship since the time you got in there. We don't see too much come in and be as dominant as they are right out of the gate as you are. Balls of steel, man, the way you've been driving this car. Had the crew told you, like, just back it down a little bit?
It's funny, Nate's like, I know you start pulling and everything, but you know, we just put this car together. Like, I prefer you bring it back in one piece. And I was like, I start pulling, Nate, and fucking throwing a slider in the first corner and getting to the cushion. And if someone gets me, then I'll try somewhere else. But I live up on top. I like the top. These guys give me a great car. Jamie's a veteran. I'm so glad we got him. You know, it was 6:30, and I was asking Nate, "Where's Jamie? Where's Jamie?" But so many guys to thank on this team. It's such a team effort, and I'm so glad to get Nathan his first 360 win.
We're glad to have you part of the Ohsweken family. How about it for McNamara, ladies and gentlemen? Getting it done here tonight. We'll get over here fresh out of sick bay for the second week in a row. Dylan, you should just go home in bed and stay there till Friday because you haven't had much luck. A bum knee this week, bad hand not too long ago. What's next for you, buddy?
Hopefully nothing. Hopefully this is it. Hopefully I can be healthy from now on.
Solid run, though, from the back. I mean, you're right up on the chip here. You realized, you know, early on that probably Corey Turner had issues and you could capitalize on that. Talk about that for us.
Yeah, don't really want to see anything happen to him, but for me it's kind of good that he didn't get to finish the race. I got a good finish of it, so it should help me out in points, but always not good to see someone flip like that.
There he is, Dylan Westbrook with a second place finish here tonight. McNamara finishing up victory lane. We get over here and talk to Jim Hoopinen. Jim, we talked about you earlier tonight in your qualifying race, saying you've been on the podium a few times. Consistency will pay off. That's how you won the championship in the past. You're going to have to beat a couple fast guys, and maybe three of them here with McNamara, Corey Turner, and Westbrook. But you're up to the task. What can you do to grab that next championship?
Well, I think these young kids, they need to eat some fat food and get fat because I'm too old and fat to run this. You know, you keep calling me a veteran out there. Maybe you can have like a master's class where it's over 35 guys to race. But yeah, Mac and ran a hell of a race there. I thought I was catching a little bit, and then I saw Westbrook come up on that last caution. I thought, how the hell did he get up there? But, you know, we had a good battle, and hey, to be up here again, it's just 2 weeks in a row now, and yeah, I got to thank all my crew guys and sponsors and Steph at home. And we actually picked up a couple of new sponsors this week, so we'll see those on the car in the next couple weeks.
There you have it, Jim Hoopinen grabbing third place here tonight. How about a big Lucas Oil victory lane? Round of applause to wrap it up for McNamara, Dylan Westbrook, and Jim Hoopinen. It's up to Greg to take us home.
Smoke Dancers.